What do you want? What do you hope these peaceful protests accomplish?
I hope they accomplish the end to. I hope it accomplishes that the police officers understand that we're all in one human race. It doesn't matter our skin color. We're on one. We're all in one race. Just like how Martin Luther King Jr. At that time, he put a stop to all of this, and we want to bring this back so we can be connected. And white people, black people, all the skin colors, we're all just one human race. It doesn't matter our skin color. It doesn't matter what hair or whatever. It just matters that we're all human. We're all a human race, and that we could have respect to each other.
Powerful words. What do you want? What do you hope the peaceful protests accomplish?
So I hope they accomplish this, that the cops understand that this skin color right here does not determine who we are, and what we're going to be. The only thing that determines that is this and this. So I want the peaceful protests to tell the cops and all the racist people that this does not determine it. Your mind and your heart determines who you're going to be, what you are going to be. So that's what I want the peaceful protests to accomplish. That's what I want the cops to understand. And that's what I want everyone to start paying attention to. Because it's really important to stop taking innocent lives. They didn't do anything, so you don't have the right to shoot them or needlessly spill blood on the floor. That makes no sense. And that's what I want the peaceful protests to teach.
So if I'm not over here wilding out, if I'm not over here blowing up stuff, if I'm not over here messing up my community, then what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Y'all doing nothing. Because that's not going to bring my brother back at all. It may feel good for the moment, just like when you drink. But when it comes down, you're gonna wonder what you did. That's right. Listen. So true. My family is a peaceful family. My family is God-fearing. Yeah, we upset. But we're not gonna take it. We're not gonna be repetitious. In every case of police brutality, the same thing has been happening. Y'all protest, y'all destroy stuff, and if they don't move, you know why they don't move? Because it's not their stuff, it's our stuff. So they want us to destroy our stuff. They're not going to move. So let's do this another way. Let's do this another way. Y'all right. Let's do this another way. Let's stop thinking that our voice don't matter and vote.
Hello everyone, welcome to Conversations with Noah and Matthew. Today we have an amazing guest, so we would like you all to welcome the amazing Terrance Floyd.
Appreciate y'all, Peach Kings and Queens. Appreciate y'all, man. I'm glad to be here with my little kings, my young kings, man. It's all about the youth, it's all about the future. You know what I mean?
So how are you doing today?
Man, you know what? Yeah, when y'all invited me to this, I actually woke up like I was going to work. You know what I'm saying? Like 7 o'clock this morning, I'm up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just excited just to deal with y'all, man. I'm good. On his 50th birthday, I'm good. I'm excited.
We would also like to wish a happy birthday to the very late George Floyd. We give our condolences to your loss, and we also woke up very early this morning too, because usually on the weekends we're sleeping late.
Right.
We'll wake up at maybe 9, maybe 8 or 9. Today we woke up at 6 in the morning just preparing for this very interview.
Okay.
Yeah, we're ready to speak with you, man. Wow. We're super excited.
Wow. I love it, man.
So, to start off, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
Well, I'm Terrance Floyd. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I spent some of my high school years out here in Queens. That's why they represented my brother out here. You know, I'm just a regular guy, man, from the hood. You know what I'm saying? And I really was a background person. You know what I'm saying? But after this, tragic incident happened with my brother, it kind of pushed me out. It thrust me out there so my voice could be heard. You know, and actually, I didn't even know I had this voice. So I kind of like, thank my brother. I thank my brother for encouraging me while he was here to let my voice be heard and speak what I gotta speak. You know, and that's just me, man. I'm a Brooklyn boy. I'm a New York boy. I always got the Yankee fitted on. I represent where I'm from.
Well, what are you doing for George Floyd in honor of his birthday today?
Well, first, I'm starting off with y'all.
Yep.
I'm starting off with the interview with y'all, and just building his legacy. Because his legacy, even though he had a past, everybody know that. But when he understood his wrongs, his passion was the community.
Right.
His passion was the young men. Because he didn't want them to go down that path. So that's the path I'm taking. Like I said, first off, started off with you young kings, encouraging you. And then tonight, we're going to be at King's Theater, where it's going to be my brother Edwin Raymond. He has a book called Inconvenient Conversations. And he's a retired police officer, and which was trying to change the policing system from the inside. But now he's doing it his own way. Still political, still legal, but he's doing it his own way, trying to build a community, and I appreciate him. So we'll be there, at King's Theater tonight, having those inconvenient conversations,
Right. And I just want to circle back to you said when you said that people they have pasts, but it's how they try to change their ways and improve from the past, because you can't change the past.
Right.
It's all about the present and the future. How you're gonna improve to make sure that you become a better person and become a role model for other people to become better people. Right. So I also want to ask you, what is the importance of spreading George Floyd's story to our upcoming generations, and what's the impact of forgetting it?
First off, spreading his name is actually, to me, saving lives. Because when they remember what happened to him and the situation around it, as far as politics, as far as the white supremacy and stuff like that, when they understand that, they're gonna understand, listen, I can't sleep. I can't fall asleep, I gotta stay woke. I gotta educate myself. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm keeping his name. I use the phrase, keep his name ringing in the ears of everyone. Because how you hear that little bell or little ding in your ear sometimes. I want people to have that in their ear, have his name in their ears all the time, so they remember and do not forget. And the tragedy of forgetting, oh goodness, that's just catastrophic to the culture. Because when you forget, like I have certain people, I don't walk around saying, oh, I'm Terrance Floyd, I'm George Floyd. I don't do that. I'm real humble. Like I said, I'm still a guy from New York. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But when people say, oh, this is the brother of George Floyd, you have people saying, who? And that's discouraging. That's disturbing, because it's only 3 years. You forgot already?
Right.
So, and once you forget a situation like this, that means you forget Emmett Till. That means you forget all your history, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. You forget all of this. You just deal with it when the holiday comes around, or the birthday comes around. But you have to remember this all the time, so you can continue to build yourself, so you can build your culture and build your community.
Right. Well, I have a question for you. What was it like 3 years back in the incident, right after the incident actually? How was your daily life like? How was it like going to work, interacting with people? What was it like 3 years ago compared to now?
Well, 3 years ago, you gonna laugh. I was actually a school bus driver. So I was around children, and they used to call me Mr. T. And I was, like I said, I was working and I was going to work and working around the kids. I always had a passion for children. You know what I'm saying? And I always wanted to make sure they was okay. And when that up till that incident, like I said, I was working. I had my children, my family, just being a dad. You know how that go. You know how that go. You got a great dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just being a dad. And when the incident happened, it was like I just wanted to stay low key, just mourn. Like every other family member, just behind the scenes, mourn the death of my brother, and that's it. It just so happened that a mutual friend of mine they knew one of the activists that was going out to Minnesota to protest and have this big protest out there in front of Cup Foods. And like I said, I'm a background person, so I told the person, no, I don't want to do it. I just want to stay home. And a friend of mine, she told me, she said, you gotta go, you gotta speak, you gotta say something, because I said, well, he has other family, they'll do it, and then that be that. She was like, no, you have a voice. And then the kicker, the ice cream on the cake, my mother called me, and she was like, are you okay? I said, I'm all right. And I told her the story. I said, a friend of mine knows somebody that's going to Minnesota and want me to go. And she was like, she said the same thing. Go ahead, because you like to speak. Not knowing the bigger picture of how it was going to turn out. But she's like, you just got to speak. So when I went to Minnesota, and I don't know if you've seen the clip of me in front of Cup Food speaking, that was all from the heart, because I was walking through Minnesota and you see murals everywhere, you see signs, you see the graffiti, rest in peace George Floyd, and love over hate and stuff like that. And they had a mural out there where when I got out and I looked at it, I was looking at his eyes. Even the person that made this, I thank them so much, because the eyes tell it all. So when I went to Minnesota and I looked at that mural and I stared into his eyes, and then it was like he was like, little bro, you gotta speak for me, and it was like I was in a trance, like just looking, and that's where everything just came out right in front of Cup Foods, as far as the voting and everything, because that was a real crucial time around that time. You had to vote, because it was, who was it? Trump coming in, or it was, woo. That was a real crucial time. You know what I'm saying? And you had to vote, you had to bring communities together, so everything just poured out in front of Cup Foods. And then from there, it was just ongoing speaking, and just building up the communities, whether it be in Detroit, whether it be in New York, whether it be in Nebraska, wherever I've traveled. It's about building the youth. It's about building the next generation, because we do not want this happening again. Even though it has happened, and it's happened plenty of times that we don't know about it. And that's where we have to understand and educate ourselves so it can stop. Because as long as young kings like you and queens, educate themselves and believe in themselves and understand their worth, it's going to stop. It's going to be a change.
Right. Well, we know that there are many foundations in which you are part of. What initiatives and programs do the We Are Floyd and the George Floyd Memorial Foundation, Inc. program have in store to promote social change?
Well, the We Are Floyd, what we do is we're based here in Brooklyn, New York, and what we do is we partner up with organizations like 100 Suits, Fathers Alive in the Hood, Sisters in Purple, Steps with Sisters. And I know you hear me saying sisters because it's the culture. You can't be about violence can't be one-sided. And that's also what I do. I help out with my culture. And whatever I see is the downfall of my culture, I'm gonna attack it. You know, and a lot of people don't understand. We talk about police brutality and things like that, and black on black violence, which is a big part of the culture and a big part of what I speak about. And We Are Floyd and George Floyd Memorial Foundation and all these foundations that my family have in different parts of the states. Okay, we're not all in New York. Okay, just to clear that up. And you know, I partner up with domestic violence organizations because that's a terrible violence right there. You know, because you're killing our queens. You know, and the queens are the gateway to the world. You know, without them, we're extinct. You know what I'm saying? So that's why my passion is the children, but also I want to be there for the queens of the world.
That's powerful. You cover all areas, you know, not to be like one-sided with the support, making sure that, you know, you support everyone who's in need. That's a really, really important aspect of things.
Right.
So, you know, I want to ask, given your experience with fighting for social justice and proper policing, what tips would you give to kids like ourselves when facing police brutality?
Well, I'm gonna speak. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, keep being yourself. I like the fact that your pants are on your head. I like the fact that you don't look like everyone else, so they can't say, you know, misidentification. You know what I'm saying? I respect the fact that you stay late. You had to stay late at after school setting, at the after school program, because I respect the fact that you're in an after school program. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing what you're doing. Keep walking on the path that you're walking on, because once you step off that path, that's when you're going to run into the evils of this world, and you're not going to be able to control it. Now, I'm not saying the people that came across police, they were bad people. It was the wrong place, wrong time. My mother always told me that. Sometimes it's not you, but you just in the wrong place at the wrong time. One more thing I have to say to the youth too: listen to that voice. Don't think you're crazy. When you're walking down the street and you hear something say, don't walk there, walk around the corner, don't ignore it. There's plenty of times I've listened to that voice and it saved my life.
You know, actually, I had a similar experience. Like, I remember this one time I was riding my bike around the block, like I was just sitting in my house, and you know, there was this one side of like my block, like this one corner. It was like, it was like kind of like the back streets, not the main. So I did like 3 laps, and I wasn't getting bored or anything. I was still like having fun. But then a voice in my head told me not to go again. Like a voice in my head told me to like just ride around in my backyard for a change. And then I was like, I went over to my dad. I was like, I'm gonna just ride my bike in my backyard because I feel like something told me not to ride or continue riding around the block. And then less than like 10 minutes later, on that corner, a car crash happens. Like a major car crash. It was bad. Yeah, so thank God I had that voice.
Yes. You have to listen to that voice, man. That voice. You know, to this day, I don't really speak and say, oh, it was God, it was God. It may have been, but I'm just saying I'm thankful for that voice. You know what I mean? And whether it was my conscience, whether it was God, whether it was my upbringing, you know, I'm thankful for that voice, and that's what you listen to. You know, those small keys in life will save your life.
Mr. T, give us some advice, right? So what do you think we as a community can do to ensure accountability for officers who commit acts of violence?
Right. Now, accountability. First of all, to get accountability from somebody else, you have to hold yourself accountable. You can't walk around here, like I say, Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, but it's not going to matter if it don't matter to us first.
Right.
You know? So if you walking around here and you call yourselves my ninjas, my niggas, and the girls just call themselves the hoes and the bees and stuff like that, you're not holding yourself accountable. And you have these officers that are not from this culture that come into this culture and hear this.
Right.
So they're looking at you like, oh, you don't respect yourself, so why should we respect you? So that's number one, and to say or end on, respect yourself. Hold yourselves accountable as a community. Because if you look at it, you really don't need the police if you have the proper policing in the community.
Right.
You know, they don't even come around anyway. You know what I'm saying? Something happened, it's the OGs that's coming to the rescue and putting this one in the back of the truck to take him to the hospital, and then the ambulance takes too long. Fire department take too long. You know what I'm saying? So you have to police your own neighborhood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, we go to the Jews. They have their own system. I go around Williamsburg all the time. They have their own system, their own ambulance, their own police. You know what I'm saying? Why can't we have that?
Right.
We have to respect ourselves, respect our culture. And that's the advice I can give.
That's powerful. You know, I never really looked at it that way, because now, like, when you brought this perspective that the cops, they're not from this culture, so like when they come and see us talking like this, they start to think we don't respect ourselves. I never really thought of it like that, because that's really true. That's probably one of the main reasons why cops, why bad cops, do what they do to innocent people. Because if we don't give ourselves some sort of respect, or if we don't give ourselves, some sort of dignity, then the cops are gonna, give that same energy. They're not gonna give us respect or give us dignity. So, that's why we have to carry ourselves with like a certain manner, a certain like dignity. So I really agree with what you just said. And my next question is, ever since the tragic death of your brother George Floyd, you've been a resilient leader in the community. And since he was the spark of you becoming such a great community leader, what other things inspired you to keep going?
Family. Children. Because I have a 20-year-old, 5 and a 6-year-old, and 2 boys, 1 girl. I often say I have a Sean Bell, I have an Eric Gardner, and I have a Breonna Taylor.
Right.
So I have to keep going.
Right.
If I stop, I can't hold nobody and go with accountability. If I stop, I have to hold myself accountable when something happens to them.
Right.
Because I stopped. I didn't speak. I didn't make that move I was supposed to make their future better.
Right.
Or brighter. So I don't want that weight on my shoulders. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of parents out here burying their children.
Right.
And I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want to see none of my young kings and queens leaving here before me. I can't take that. Appreciate y'all, man. I'm sorry.
So what's next on the agenda for Terrance Floyd, We Are Floyd, and the George Floyd Memorial Foundation?
Well, what's next? More speaking, more interviews, more love, more building and encouraging the community. I haven't built a yearly calendar yet, because this movement and this fight It's more so a day-to-day thing.
Right.
It's more day-to-day because you don't know what's gonna happen. So I just plan to keep encouraging the community and building us up so we can build each other up and just have a strong culture.
Right. So, is there anything else you want to cover that you feel is important for you to know? If so, you have the floor.
Educate. I'm not saying I'm not saying you gotta be a bookworm, because Lord knows I'm not. But I read. I educate myself on things that I need to know. Education is key. I can't stress it no more. Also, when you vote, especially with the youth, you have to understand this. They say, oh, we too young to vote, but you still have a voice. The vote is just on the ballot, but you're still part of a community that controls those votes. You're not too young to go to those town hall meetings and speak your mind. You're not too young to not do something to help your community. You're doing a big part of this because this is a techie age, and you have podcasts, you interviewing people. You're doing a great job. This is what I want the youth to understand. They have to play their part. You have a part in this movement. You have a part in this life. You have a part in your culture. It's not no more, speak when spoken to, those old school, shut up, you're a kid. Nobody, you don't really know what you're talking about yet. I learned a lot from some young heads.
Right.
When you stop and you listen, because we went through some stuff that it's not the same things that you're doing. Like I don't, like me and your father's era, we knew about, fights, fist fights, and then living to see the next day. Or you fight that person and then maybe like a week or two down the line, you're best friends. That's not the case with y'all. Y'all fight, your generation fight, and that's when y'all on the wall. Your ego is not bigger than a life sentence. That's just it. When I speak on that, I'm speaking on black on black. I'm speaking on crime, period. Your ego is not bigger than a life sentence.
That's powerful. I don't even know what to say to that one.
Yeah, I'm speechless, bro. I'm speechless.
Man.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. But really quickly, before we go, just drop your social media tags or anywhere the fans can find you.
All right. We got Terrance Floyd. That's TERRENCE FLOYD NYC on Instagram. Then you got Terrance Floyd on Facebook. We Are Floyd org on Facebook. I have We Are Floyd Twitter. And I'm still getting used to the social media techie world. But I'm getting there with the help of the young kings and queens.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for our podcast today. So before we go, I just want to thank you for coming on and speaking with us, because it's not easy to do what you do.
Yeah.
So we really honor people like you who take tragic situations and make it something great and make it something beautiful. So yeah, we thank you for coming on, and we thank you everyone for watching today's podcast. We hope everyone has an amazing day, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace.
At YEAH LLC, new movement, kids empowering people, because we are the future and the future is now. You already know. Let's go. Came into this rap game when I was 6. 8 years later, by 14, bars inspire kids. I was humble in the basement, where every basement an opportunity for our poor opportunity to get hit. Not paying homage to us, hip-hop kids. When taking the toll, we bridge the gap, designer gap kids. This is just a look into how I live. Fed by hunger whenever, over a beat I bled. Now I take iron, horse, plotting my course. Trace to school, young elite, no more Uber dad, cause that beat, making sure he rests. Junior high to early college, you could say that I passed the test. Experiencing life, even through death. I shout out sleep in peace, auntie, walk with confidence and beat my chest. My resolution will cause a revolution. Time to clean up this mess, that's the solution. Did I not entertain? We keep walking with confidence and beat my chest. Resolution cause a revolution, clean up this mess. We keep walking with confidence and beat my chest. Resolution cause a revolution, clean up this mess. We keep walking with confidence and beat my chest. Resolution cause a revolution, clean up this mess. We keep walking with confidence and beat my chest.